Oh my God. He had a community of 300 nasty, sick, twisted, throw them under the jail cell, then flush the key down and let them rot Guantanamo Bay style.
And CP. The images showed
Whole time, bro, was just doing this in Microsoft Paint. That's all he's doing. And they were like, oh my God, how is he doing it? He is disgusting. He is disgusting. Thailand. I appreciate everyone for being here. You guys are literally could be doing anything in the world, and you guys are sitting here chilling with me, so I appreciate you guys so much. This doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate y'all.
Young brothers enter a local internet cafe, take their seats, and begin playing their favorite games. One boy was 13, and the other just 8. And together, they sat there and played the way they always did, getting lost in their screens.
Yeah, what's good with you? The One Piece and the YouTube chat. What's good? What's good? What's good? How you feeling? How'd you find the stream? 1, 2, if you could watch your favorite streamer play any 3 games, what would those 3 games be? Appreciate you for pulling up, by the way.
Away until one of the boys felt a tap on his shoulder. Standing there beside them was a similarly aged child, a stranger to the boys, but a friendly one who strikes up a conversation and eventually poses an offer. According to the unnamed child, he had a friend who lived close by that owned a special computer than the device they were currently using, and one that had any game you could ever dream of playing. And he was headed to that friend's home right now, but he didn't want to go alone. It was an offer that the boys just couldn't refuse, and considering the child was clearly around their age, they saw no red flags and agreed to go with him, following the boy to a nearby apartment building.
Yeah, the command YouTube doesn't work either, Astro. Bro, I have to fix that. I have to fix that ASAP. Yeah, as long as you're aware, I thought it was important. Appreciate you. Mr. Mix is crazy good. I'm about to try Mr. Mix.
Then up 7 flights of stairs and into a dark room.
We need to lock in.
But waiting for them inside that room wasn't some sort of supercharged computer, and it surely wasn't a friend of the boys. And instead, it was a monster in every sense of the word. A depraved soul who, years down the line, would go on to become one of the most notorious predators ever to walk this earth. An entity known only at the time as Mr. Swirl. And these children had just fallen into his trap.
Nah, this is crazy. This reminds me of The Ring, when every time they looked at the VHS tape and then they went into the camera and their head was like super swirled. I wonder if they got that inspiration from this. Interesting. Do you guys think they did? You may not be able to beat it though. It's pretty hard. Actually, the One Piece, I respect your comment, but I'm literally the greatest gamer of all time. You'll see. The more streams you're in, death ad. Okay,
hey guys,
you didn't need to add the death.
That I'm clear if they knew what they were looking
Stop
for,
the cap.
or if they had just happened upon it by pure chance.
Capping.
But in 2004, German police entered a long-forgotten storage unit where beneath the piles of junk and old appliances, they'd unearth a single hard drive. Once plugged into the computer, the device revealed hundreds of images, some showing various locations, breathtaking scenery, delicious meals, and CP. The images showed scenes of depraved sexual abuse being done to individuals who were clearly minors. With this abuse...
Yo, what's up with these sick people, bro? Why are you this sick in the head to the point? Oh my God.
Being far worse than you'd ever imagine. And it wasn't just one child either, as across that hard drive seemed to be evidence of multiple separate instances of abuse, including images of 3 young boys taken in a dark apartment building. The discovery was horrid, though sadly all in a day's work for investigators who encountered things of this nature on a daily basis. And it's a...
Yo, chat, could y'all do this? Chat, could y'all do this? Could y'all do this? Like, be special forces, special agents, special ops, and for this sector of like CP and things like that? Bro, that is disgusting. Yo, appreciate you for the follow, appreciate you for the follow, appreciate you for the follow. That's 3 follows now on the Twitch chat. Let's go! Astro, I got you. I'm gonna download it. What first is Roblox, second is Roblox, third is Minecraft. Woo, you a Roblox fiend. Appreciate you for the follow, Alexander.
Would have never been discussed by the media after that one day had it not been for one unusual detail. Typically, in cases involving CP, those taking the photographs and performing the actual abuse will almost always go out of their way to ensure that they aren't shown on camera. That way, if authorities should stumble upon it, they would essentially be unidentifiable. However, the dozens of photos found on this particular hard drive were different. Because rather than hiding just out of frame like all the other predators seemed to do, the man behind these images had instead gone out of his way to ensure he was featured within them.
He is disgusting. He is disgusting. Why would you want to be in there? Why would you want to be seen? Why would you want to be noticed? Why would you want to be noticed? This guy is so far gone. There is no hope for him. Give him the chair. He said free clout. That's disgusting clout. Why would you want to be known as that guy?
Shamelessly inserting himself into every single
Shamelessly
picture,
too.
even posing for them before, during, and after he had changed the lives of these kids forever. And
That's
although his
crazy.
entire body was shown in these photographs, the only thing hiding his identity was the addition of a single effect, one that swirled the man's face
That's what I'm saying, Patrick. That's crazy, right? That's crazy.
into a distorted, pixelated mess, making him completely unrecognizable and leaving his face to look like this.
The Ring must have got their inspiration. The Ring must have got the inspiration from this, because that movie is literally every time they go into the camera, their head is shaped like this. They must have got, bro, this is a real story. This is crazy. This is disgusting.
There was something so disturbing.
How about Doku Doku Literature Club or Arcane Legends? I like
The man
Doku Doku.
posing
I
with
played
his
it before.
victims while
I beat it.
destroying their lives, hiding behind only a single swirl of color, almost as if he was taunting any investigators who might eventually find these images. And given the clear indications that this man was obviously a serial abuser, and likely still out there offending, tracking this anonymous figure down became priority one for law enforcement in the area.
Absolutely.
And it's there that
Absolutely.
he would be given his nickname, Mr. Swirl. And with this swirl being the only thing standing in the way of investigators getting to see his face, most would have assumed that identifying him would be a walk in the park.
Nah, that's crazy looking. But do you think that the guy who's doing this, Mr. Swirl, is arrogant? You know what I'm saying? To be able to put his body in there, into the video and all that? He doesn't care about none of that. You can see my body, but you just can't see my face. You don't think that's arrogance? His arrogance is going to lead to his downfall. Trust.
Park. However, this was far from the case. As the images began to be dissected, it quickly became apparent that deciphering the sensor was going to be far more difficult than initially thought, and potentially even impossible.
This is
As
crazy.
the pixels had been scrambled in such a unique way that there wasn't any known method to unscramble it. And
Whole time, bro, is just doing this in Microsoft Paint. That's all he's doing. And they were like, oh my God, how was he doing it? A little bit this way, a little bit that way. Come on, bro.
what should have been their most valuable clue, the one that stood so tantalizingly close, became a lost cause, leaving investigators at their first dead end.
The YouTube channel Dross is God. The problem is in Spanish, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna learn Spanish and drop some Spanish videos too. Only mystery videos? That's what we need. Padre, we need to do a little bit more research on like good channels, you know what I'm saying, to react to when it comes to mystery shit.
Realizing that things were about to get much more difficult, the German police enlisted the help of an agency known as Interpol, an international crime-stopping organization with a special unit dedicated to resolving crimes against children.
Tub is
Interpol
good. We're gonna add it to the list. We're gonna add Tub to the list. Appreciate you, Astro.
immediately began to get to work, attempting to decipher the photos in a different way, this time by using context clues in the pictures to track down where exactly they were taken, which in turn could tell them where this man was from and where the abuse was taking place. But this too unearthed yet another problem. The first batch of images was discovered to have come from Cambodia, but the next showed evidence that the man was in Vietnam, and then in Thailand, and potentially even South Korea as well. Rather than gaining clarity, the locations of these images instead made the search even wider, as the man was seemingly traveling from country to country, committing his crimes and then fleeing, thus never staying long enough for law enforcement to catch up with him, making it completely unclear to investigators where he was actually from. And given just how vast his travels were, at this point, it was realized that Mr. Swirl could be anywhere.
That's a W strap. I'm not gonna lie. That's a W strap that he's using. I'm not saying it's a good, like it's holy or this, that, another. It's disgusting, right? It's nasty. But for him, in his sake, in his situation, that's a good strap because he can be in America. You know what I'm saying? And what if he's only targeting these specific third world countries, right? In a sense, third world countries, but he lives in the UK or he lives in America, right?
A moving
Solid
target,
strat.
so to speak.
He obviously is thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Jumpman? What do you mean by Jumpman?
and an active one.
Yeah, what's
as
good, you
well.
unknown?
During the investigation, which would later be dubbed Operation Vico, in reference to Vietnam and Cambodia, which seemed to be the main sites of his abuse, investigators made a disturbing discovery: that Mr. Swirl's photographs were not exclusive to just that hard drive, as photo after photo began to appear on various online forums, with all of them featuring that disturbed, swirling face. The images were shared across the web seemingly straight from the man himself, and were sent out to various predatory groups.
That's nasty. See, but I'm trying to tell you, this is where his arrogance is literally coming into play. I was doing something. No worries, bro. No worries. So literally, he is being smart, but he's being arrogant. He was smart to keep it offline. As soon as he went online, that's pure arrogance. Because now more than one detective can crack the code. It's like, what was that Death Note? With Light and L, and the more he went online and he got arrogant, I believe it was L. If I'm missing the names, you know what I'm trying to say. The investigator, L, or Light, he finally cracked the code. You know what I'm saying? Because everything was displayed on the internet and online. Done for. He's stupid. That is stupid. That is stupid. You can find something intelligent and competent without encouraging it. Yeah, it's a smart way to act. It's despicable, but smart. I agree 1000%, Alexander.
They were filled with individuals just as sick as he was.
If you're on YouTube, if you like the video and you like the content, please hit that subscribe button. We got 5 people in here, 6 people in here. I appreciate y'all. And can you please like the video? I appreciate y'all.
Groups, it was considered a badge of honor to show your body and face within the content you made, thus leading to the sender becoming well respected among his peers.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, Alexander.
Which showed us 2 things. One, that this was likely the reason why Mr. Swirl inserted himself in these photos, as it had led to him becoming a beloved member of their twisted community, in turn granting him access to all the CP he could want. And 2, that the images found on the hard drive did not account for his whole body of work, as in these chat rooms and forums, police would find far more photos featuring their suspect, raising the total from a few dozen to nearly 300.
Oh my God, he had a community of 300 nasty, sick, twisted, throw them under the jail cell, then flush the key down and let them rot Guantanamo Bay style. They had that type of community and he had 300. We must be doing something wrong. What is we doing? Subscribe, like. No, I'm joking. I'm trying to make light of a disgusting situation. I'm sorry. Who's this man, Spears? That's what I'm saying. This is disgusting.
By this point, Mr. Swirl had been untraceable. Authorities were essentially searching for a ghost. And though these new images must have felt like a gut punch at first, they would eventually prove to be integral to their investigation. As for the first time in their hunt, Mr. Swirl had made a key error.
GG's.
Within these postings, Mr. Swirl had forgotten to hide his IP address.
Oh no, he's cooked. That's what I was trying to say earlier. His arrogance got the best of him going online. If he would have just kept it in the hard drives and was doing it offline, he probably would have got away with it. Or he would have did the dirty crimes and acts for so many more years more. You know? He got too arrogant, started going online, and forgot the most key thing. His IP address. Cooked.
In turn, revealing the general area in which they had been sent, with the location being Vancouver, Canada. This break
not the Canadians.
He had some sort of tie to Vancouver, and that he was likely a sex tourist, someone who travels to countries that have loose laws around their age of consent in order to be able to abuse children without any repercussions. With Mr. Swirl clearly doing the same thing, visiting multiple countries in Asia, making his material, coming home, and then sharing it with his friends.
Then he shares it with his friends? Bro, his friends aren't like, bro, this is disgusting, this is nasty. Swirl is clearly a wealthy man as he is seen traveling in many places. Facts. He got bread.
Certainly didn't solve the case, but it was finally a step in the right direction. And unbeknownst to the team working on Operation Vico, they were quickly approaching an even bigger revelation. As authorities were working hard on pinning down Mr. Swirl's location, some members of the team held on hope that the images themselves could still be unscrambled, and upon digging a bit deeper, one member of the team would actually recognize the swirl as having come from a fairly standard editing program, which revealed something. The swirl effect wasn't like a typical sensor or blur. Those effects completely mask or even remove the pixels from the actual photograph, making them nearly impossible.
So when they turn the swirl back to normal, all the pixels are like not pixelated, they're not messed up, they're not damaged, they're not anything. So it's gonna be easy for them to, oh, you don't messed up, Mr. Swirl.
To decipher, but this effect did neither of those things, and
you
instead it
messed up.
simply rearranged the pixels of the man's face into a swirling pattern, meaning that this image still contained all of its original pixels, and Mr. Swirl's face was somewhere in this picture. They just had to piece it together. And so, in what must have felt like a Hail Mary at the time, an investigator,
hey, that's what I use. Oh, that's Photoshop. I use GIMP.
Put one of the images into that very same editing software, then clicked that very same swirl effect, and simply reversed it. Which in turn led to this.
No, 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 no. Oh, his arrogance, his
In an
arrogance.
investigation that started all the way
His
back
arrogance.
in 2004, finally, Mr. Swirl's face was revealed with a single click a whole 3 years later, confirming not only what the man looked like, but also that it was truly just one man behind the swirl. And now, all they had to do was find him. Interpol first started their
GG's. Do you guys think he survives? Do you guys think he gets away?
search by sending this man's image to every single police station the network had access to, asking if anyone across the world had a criminal in their database who might match this photo, but this attempt would fall flat, indicating that whoever this man was, he likely had no prior criminal record. Time was clearly of the essence, and they knew that with every waking moment, Mr. Swirl could be adding to his list of growing victims.
You're telling me no one thought to unswirl it? Yo, that's the detectives for you.
Wanted to act fast, Interpol made a fairly unprecedented decision. They reached out to every single major news outlet across the world and asked them to show this man's face on their broadcast to help bring this predator to justice.
Oh, geez. Now you're the world. It's not just the people you know you're a nasty fuck. Now it's not that your state or your country knows that you're a sick, disgusting person. Now the entire world knows that you're a nasty, sick, twisted individual. This is not even a human being anymore. This is just an individual, a creature. The world now knows it. That's embarrassing.
Additionally, the images of Mr. Swirl's face were also plastered in all corners of the internet. And within just one day, the story was quite literally everywhere. What started as a small search for an anonymous man had become an international manhunt overnight.
GG's.
And within just hours, Mr. Swirl would be anonymous no more.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Top news story this hour. The worldwide search for a suspected pedophile is concentrated in Thailand this morning. We now know the suspect is a Canadian. The CBC's Michael McAuliffe reports from Bangkok.
This morning, Interpol announced they now believe they know who the man is. He's been identified as a Canadian, 32-year-old Christopher Paul Neal.
His name
not gonna let Canadians down bad. Holy.
is Christopher Paul Neal. Not only did Neal's face and body match perfectly with Mr. Swirl, but he also had grown up just outside of Vancouver where the IP was tracked to, and he had moved from country to country across Asia in recent years, countries like Cambodia, Vietnam, and Thailand. The resemblance was so undeniable that even one of his own family members came forward to help identify him. Christopher...
Damn, even your family's on it? That's what I'm trying to say. That arrogance is what got him in this place in the first place.
Neal was in fact Mr. Swirl, a discovery that came with some disturbing revelations. As it turns out, Christopher Neal was actually working as a children's English teacher.
Oh no! So that's how he was able to get in contact with all these children. Oh.
A job he had held in each of the countries he was discovered to have abused young boys in, making it likely that he used this position of power to lure in children from his classes to eventually abuse them and share their photos online. Along with this, it was also revealed that he had used his relationships with young boys to help lure in other children for him to assault. As looking back on the story that started this video,
you know what's crazy? Now that I'm thinking about it, this probably happens a lot. Like, you gotta think about it. This probably happens way more often than what we think. I've never even thought of this. But now that I'm actually thinking about it, this actually, like, this probably happens a lot. Like, a lot. Like, it could be happening. I don't wish this upon nobody, right? Obviously, clearly. But it could probably be happening, like, right now. That's crazy. It's no big surprise. Most predators tend to aim for work that come into contact with the victims. That's
He had
That's a good
recruited
point.
a
That's a good
clueless
point.
child he knew to lure those two brothers back to his apartment. This discovery also shined a spotlight on his social media pages, and specifically his MySpace page, where he chillingly wrote, "Loving Asia, will I ever come back?" while in the midst of his abuse spree.
That's
But for
crazy.
me, one of the most shocking revelations was that those images that he had posted during the investigation weren't actually posted to his computer. At some point in the early 2000s, Neil had stopped home for a brief vacation to visit his family, and while there, he decided to upload all of his CP to his internet friends. But rather than using his personal device or a public computer, he instead broke into his own brother's laptop and
No way he set his brother up. This is a sick guy, bro. You set your own brother up?
uploaded his content there. That way, the images would be tracked to his brother and not him, which explained why he never bothered to hide his IP address. The more they learned, the more disturbed the story became, as even at the time they discovered
Nah, he needs to deserve. He deserves to burn in hell for that one. Not only are you doing it, you're being disgusting. You're doing it for yourself, but then you're gonna bring your brother into it who has no idea. So one day, if the cops ever decided to pull up and show up, and they see it on his laptop, and you have no idea how you got it there, but it's there, you're more than likely gonna be cooked. That's messed up. That is crazy. That's diabolical.
his identity, it was revealed that he had currently been working in South Korea as a teacher. But when the officers arrived to arrest the man, he was already long gone. Having certainly seen his face all over the news, Christopher made the decision to...
What's good with your rhythm? What's good with your rhythm? What's good with your rhythm? Bro, we got 9 in here. We got 9. We're really rocking right now. We got 5 on YouTube, 4 on Twitch. We got 9. We're rocking. I appreciate everyone for being in here. You guys are literally amazing. Rhythm, what's that? What's popping with you? How's your day? How's your Sunday morning coming along so far?
flee the country, being spotted in this image captured at an airport in Thailand, as he had flown to the country likely in an attempt to find refuge. Throughout the following days and weeks, his likeness would turn up time and time again.
I'm chilling right now. I can only think of a few people that I'd rather be with, mainly my daughter and my girlfriend. But after that, literally, I'm chilling with y'all. The best community in the world. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for pulling up, Rhythm. Are you getting into Maple Story right now? Facts. I might be able to play it a little bit later because I know tomorrow's a national holiday. You know? Wait. The One Piece said, bro, I just found out one of my streamers Discord has an NSFW channel and ... There is some ... Yeah, there's probably some sick, nasty stuff. You know, honestly, we don't have that in our Discord. We would never do anything like that in our Discord. So if you want to like join the Discord, One Piece, you can definitely do that. Let me just copy this, you know what I'm saying, this link right here. Oh shit. Copy. And I'm gonna put it in the YouTube chat. Paste. And let me just delete this extra stuff. I'm definitely gonna have to edit this out of the video. Awesome. So there's the Discord link. If you want to be a part of the Discord link, you know what I'm saying? Or part of the Discord, be a part of the conversation. Know when I go live and small talk here and there. You know what I'm saying? You can just go ahead and do that.
In the country.
I definitely have to edit this part out of the YouTube. I definitely out of the YouTube video.
Indicating that he was somewhere in Thailand hiding out. And having cornered him in the region.
Also, they have an average of 50 viewers each stream. We're getting there. We're going to be there. Trust. We're going to be there as well. It just takes time.
It wouldn't take long for police to knock on the door of an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere, in which Christopher Neal happened to be hiding.
GG's. So this guy, Rhythm, to catch you up with the lore, this guy right here, his nickname is the Swirl or Mr. Swirl because he would swirl his face, but he was going around all of Asia, right? And he was doing CP. Right? But he ended up being an English teacher that was going to these different countries, right? So that was his way in. And then he had a hard drive and he was taking pictures and then he would alter his face to do the swirl, hence the name Mr. Swirl. But his arrogance got the best of him and he uploaded it online, right? If he would have never uploaded it online, he probably would have been doing it for 50 more years.
The multi-year search for Mr. Swirl to an end.
GG's. GG's.
Following his arrest by Thai police, Neil will be charged for his assault on those 3 young boys from the internet cafe, as it was the only crime they could prove had taken place in their country, and with it carried a prison sentence of 5 years. Admittedly, the sentencing was...
Whoa. 5 years? He was doing all this and he only gets 5 years? There's no way he only gets 5 years. There's no way.
Light, but the plan was to have Neil turned over to Canadian authorities after he did his time in Thailand, where they would also prosecute him all over again, with the hope being that they could do the same thing with countries like Cambodia and Vietnam, and essentially force him to live out his life in prison. However, when the sentence was completed in 2012, and Christopher was deported back to Canada, the shocking decision was made to allow Christopher Neil to walk free.
No way! There's no way! There's no way! Nah, there's no way that they're gonna let him walk away free. Why wouldn't they charge him 5 years? That's it? That's it? For doing stuff like that, assaulting people, literally altering their lives for the rest of their life. Their lives are now altered for the rest of their life. He only gets 5 years. Only? He should literally rot in hell. Canada, we gotta do better. Canada, we have to do better. I'm not too surprised the justice system is effed in most first world countries, but that's Canada. That's Canada though. Canada, we gotta do better. Bro, I heard Saul Goodman. No, facts.
When Neil was detained in Canada, authorities let him walk under the condition that he would never own a device that connected to the internet again, as well as the...
How is he supposed to work? Matter of fact, you're probably not going to get a job because you're now a sex A or a SA, you know what I'm saying? A SAer. So you're probably not going to ever get a job, bro, in the big 2012. How could you get around with not having an internet device at all? Well, that's cap. Come on now. What kind of condition is this? Bro, we need the internet to live. We need the internet for everything now. I think in 2012, you still needed the internet a lot. So there's no way. An email. Come on now. Come on.
Agreement that he would stay away from parks, schools, and also register as a sex offender. I can't for the life of me understand why this decision was made, but from what I could gather, it seemed to center around the fact that his crimes were international, and that none of his other victims had actually come forward, meaning the other countries they had hoped would prosecute never actually bothered to pursue it. And because his crimes...
Man, I hope some burly men decide to pay a visit to Mr. Swirl and have him disappear in a very painful way. But I agree.
Didn't happen on Canadian soil, not much could really be done, legally speaking. And so in the end, the hunt for Mr. Swirl ended up lasting almost as long as the sentence he served. And even after everything this man did, he was let loose and allowed to assimilate back into society.
That's crazy. He's gonna do it again. He definitely gets caught again. He for sure gets caught again. For sure, 1000% gets caught again.
But this isn't where our story ends.
Look, he's gonna get caught again.
Not even a full year later in 2013, it would be uncovered that Christopher Neil had somehow managed to purchase a computer and also connect it to the internet, a clear violation of his conditions. And though he claimed it was just for writing a book about his life experiences, when investigators seized the device, they would, unsurprisingly, find even more CP.
They knew this was going to happen, and they still did it. And now he's hurt more people, and he's watching disgusting things. Come on now. Think about it. Think about it. The justice system is stupid.
25 images to be exact, including 2 with his signature swirling face. As it turns out, Christopher had been using the device to contact his fellow pedophile friends, where he would even message one of his disturbed friends right after his release, saying, "The swirl liveth still," proving without a shadow of a doubt that he was remorseless about his crimes and took pride in his new nickname. And somehow, the discovery got even worse from there, as it was revealed that a friend of his had shown him how to access the deep web and how to
GG's!
Share these photographs in practically an untraceable way, thus allowing him to continue being active in these predatory groups, no matter what restrictions were placed on him. After Canadian police made this discovery, Christopher would yet again be arrested, and this time they had the chance to really send a message and put him away forever, as clearly letting him walk away the first time was a mistake.
But we knew this was going to be a mistake. We knew this was going to be a mistake. We knew this was going to be a mistake. We knew it.
As he wasn't reformed even in the slightest.
No.
And so, to make up for
remorse.
this, the judge would give Christopher Neal the whopping sentence of just 5.5 years, with time served, meaning that he would only end up in jail for a little over 14 months.
It's like it's almost like they want him to be out. It's almost, look. It's almost like they want him to be out. It's almost like they want him to terrorize more people and do disgusting things. It just come into my head because he clearly violated the sentence or the probation, whatever it is. He clearly violated it. And they could have threw the book at him. But they chose not to. They want him to do nasty things like this. All the members are named by wolves, like Alpha Wolf, Pooh Wolf, Cookie Wolf, Omega Wolf, Red Wolf. I read it. Okay, tight shit.
The prosecution praised the sentence as a win, and Christopher vowed to change his ways.
As a
It just
win?
doesn't sit right that as of 2016, Mr. Swirl, the man responsible for dozens and dozens of instances of extreme child abuse, which by the way are just the ones that we know of, is a free man, now
That's
living
disgusting.
a normal life in Vancouver. And worst of all, he now
That's
has access to share this material through untraceable avenues, meaning that there is a good chance that he could still be out there obtaining, sharing, and who knows, maybe even producing his content.
That's disgusting.
The case of Mr. Swirl is such a frustrating one. For once, a case of this nature gained worldwide attention and was pursued by the full extent of the law, with the folks over at Interpol doing a fantastic job with the case,
Facts.
only for it all to be deflated once he was finally captured. And just knowing that he's out there living a normal life after all this, after all the lives that he's forever affected, makes this one of the most disheartening cases we've covered to date.
Do you guys think that's justified? Do you think the sentence of 14 months with time served or whatever is justified?